Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Warriors are going through an extremely difficult and worrying moment this season. The number of injuries is frightening and fans are sad about the current situation of the teams. Warriors. What to do from now on? Sign new players or invest in young players in the squad? Everything will depend on the results that will come in the next games. Warriors face the Houston Rockets with several absences due to injuries. The Warriors started the season off as one of the best stories in the league. They tried and failed to land a big star in the offseason, and Warriors fans went into this year with tempered expectations. Then, the Warriors got off to a blazing hot start. They were 12-3 before the injury bug hit them. First, the DeAnthony Melton injury threw off the good vibes, but over the next few games, it seemed like the team couldn't escape a growing Warriors injury report or hold onto fourth-quarter leads. The bad Warriors news now is that Stephen Curry and Draymond Green are hurt. The Rockets vs. Warriors game on Tuesday looked like a chance for the Warriors to make a statement and get back on track, but the Curry and Green injuries make it look like this losing streak could continue. Warriors fans are starting to worry. The recent Warriors news of a Draymond injury has raised red flags with the fan base. Draymond sat out the Warriors' last game with calf tightness and is now set to miss Thursday's Rockets vs. Warriors game as well. He received an MRI after Monday's game, and the results have yet to be announced. Draymond is the quarterback of the Warriors' defense and the team's main energizer. Without him on the floor, not only does the defense suffer terribly, but the offense struggles to flow as well. Last season, the Warriors were 33-22 when Draymond played and only 13-14 when he was out. Draymond spoke on his podcast recently about his injury. He said, "I'm a little afraid right now. With saying that, I have confidence in our staff. I have confidence that I'm getting ahead of it right now because I just got all these crazy symptoms, and I don't need to ignore every symptom." If Draymond is afraid, Warriors fans should be as well. Warriors Stephen Curry, Draymond Green ruled out early for Rockets clash. The road ahead isn't getting any easier for a Golden State Warriors team that has seemed to lost the golden touch they had to begin the 2024-25 season. Heading into their Thursday night battle against the resurgent Houston Rockets, the Warriors have lost their past 5 games, falling all the way down to 7th place in the Western Conference standings. But things may be going from bad to worse for the Dubs. It is a worrying sign that the Warriors have already ruled out 2 of their best players, Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, well in advance of their impending clash against the Rockets, according to the official NBA.com injury report. Green was also absent during the Dubs' 119-115 loss to the Denver Nuggets last night, so it's not particularly surprising that he's ruled out this early as he continues to deal with a potentially serious calf injury. But for Curry, he continues to deal with a nagging knee injury that already sidelined him earlier this season in a 4-point loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The heavy schedule early in the season seems to be affecting the Warriors star, as Golden State is simply managing the soreness in his knee so as to preserve him for when the stakes of the season increase. But with Curry and Green both out, it looks like the Warriors are well on their way to a 6th defeat in a row, although the saving grace is that their game tomorrow night will be held in the friendly confines of Chase Center. Role players shoot better at home than on the road, so there is potential for the Dubs to trip up the Rockets come Thursday night. Warriors to set trap game for nascent Rockets? The Thursday night clash between the Warriors and the Rockets should heavily favor the latter. Houston may be without Tari Eason, but Eason's absence cannot compare to that of Stephen Curry and Draymond Green's. Regardless, the Warriors have shown in the past that they can be surprisingly competitive even without Curry, and to a lesser extent, Green. But a lot of their players have to step up, especially if they were to mount a challenge against the second-best defense in the NBA this season. The onus to carry the team will fall on the shoulders of Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, and Andrew Wiggins, while Buddy Hield will have to channel his early season form for the Warriors to pose a threat against the Rockets in what could be a trap game for Houston. Curry's injury management not a good sign. When Curry sat out the Oklahoma City Thunder game with a bilateral knee injury, many were surprised. This wasn't an injury that Curry had dealt with before, and when Curry said it could be a nagging issue, fans got very worried. Curry assured fans that he wasn't expecting this to be a big injury issue moving forward. He is now set to miss his second game in the last 4. Hopefully, the Warriors are just being extra cautious, as the season is still quite young, and they don't want their star to miss any significant time. When will the losing streak end? The Warriors have lost 5 in a row, and with Curry and Green set to miss the Rockets vs. Warriors game, it looks like that number could be extended to 6. On top of that, the Warriors' schedule isn't getting any easier. After the Rockets game, they have back-to-back games against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then they play the Rockets again in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup. The Timberwolves are finally clicking. They've won 3 straight games, and the Rockets have the second-best record in the Western Conference. The Warriors' injury report is a bit too full to inspire confidence on Wednesday night. They will certainly need their stars healthy for the schedule ahead. Steve Kerr blasts Golden State Warriors star for insane decision-making. He cannot be that guy. Head coach Steve Kerr was furious with one player after losing against the Denver Nuggets. The Golden State Warriors had a bittersweet game versus the Denver Nuggets. On one hand, the team's losing streak has now extended to 5 games. Steve Kerr gave an earful to young star. The Dubs took on the Nikola Jokic-led Nuggets without their star defender Draymond Green. Despite the veteran forward's absence, the game was pretty close as the final score was 119-115. Heading into the fourth quarter, the Warriors trailed by just 5 points. Following a sensational scoring run, the Dubs took a 10-point lead, but they allowed the Nuggets to erase the deficit. The team also gave up a huge lead late in the second quarter, and Coach Kerr believes Brandon Podziemski was the culprit. A lob, when we're up 12 points in the late second quarter, that was frankly insane. 5-on-4, keep hitting singles, throw the ball to the open guy, Kerr told the media. He had the same play last week against Brooklyn where he tried to throw a lob over his shoulder. He cannot be that guy, Kerr continued. He further added, he can't foul jump shooters. I love Brandon. Hell of a player. Hell of a future. But I hope he watches this clip because he needs to hear it. Kerr was utterly furious with the 21-year-old's repeated fancy plays against the Brooklyn Nets and the Denver Nuggets. Brandon Podziemski's honest reaction to Kerr's fury. The Nuggets brought the Warriors' defense to its knees throughout the matchup. 4 out of the 5 starters finished the game with more than 3 fouls. Podziemski was among the aforementioned players as he had 5 fouls to his name. During the post-game conference, Pods addressed his coach's furious reaction from the sidelines. He was getting on me to do my job, know what I'm supposed to be doing out there. He's like, if you can't do your job, I'm gonna pull you out, Podziemski revealed. He just got on me a little bit, which I'm all for. I'm trying to get better. You notice he can get on me, and I'm not going to respond emotionally, and I'm going to just go there and hoop, he added. It's not unheard of young players to take a coach's remarks to heart, but Podziemski understood Kerr's anger. Hopefully, the sophomore guard can implement Kerr's advice to his game and avoid another bad defensive night on the court.